Hey, it's rb.gy, your life coach here, and I am so excited for this video today because I have 21 habits of successful people that I want to share with you today. I sat down, I looked at a lot of successful people who are famous, who I personally know, and I thought, what are the habits? Like, what things are they doing that make them successful? And I came up with 21. So I hope you have a pen and a paper. We are gonna blow through these tips because we've got 21 habits that we have got to talk about today. So let's dive right into these habits and how you can practice them as well. So let's talk about these 21 habits that successful people do. These habits, I'm so excited about them because these are things that are like doable. These are things that if you repeated every day, like success would be inevitable for you. So let's dive right into this. I have my list. I've got it all written down so I don't skip one tip for you. And the first tip for you is they find focus in their lives. Successful people know what they want. Do you? Do you know what your big lifelong goals are? Do you know what that you... I can't even talk. Do you know what you would like to accomplish this year? Do you know what you want to accomplish this week? Start to find some real focus and clarity in your life, because that is one of the first things that successful people do, is they are laser focused on what they want their life to be and who they want to become. The second thing that successful people do is they know how to say no. I'm gonna raise my hand. I struggle to say no to people. I really struggle to tell people, no, I can't go to that, or like, I don't want to do that, right? It's something that I personally am working on, but it is something that we need to work on together because successful people know when to say no to things. If you want to be successful and have time and be laser focused on your goals, there are some things that you are going to need to say no to. So learn how to do that. The third thing that successful people do, every single one of them, is they value their health. Health to me, and like the older I get, the more this is true, the more it resonates with me. Health is more valuable than money. It's more valuable than like monetary success or career success, because if you get to the top of your career field, if you achieve the goal that you've set out, but you feel crappy every single day, or you like can't even operate and work in your body the way that you need it to, then what's the purpose? So value your health. Drink lots of water, exercise. You know all the basics, but get a health routine that works for you. The fourth habit that like successful people do is they have a morning routine. I'm not gonna say a lot about this because I've done so many videos on this. I'll link them up above, down below for you, so check those out. The fifth thing that they do is successful people have established a life of good habits and they repeat them over and over. Have you ever thought about that? That successful people that just like get so much done and exercise every day and have an incredible routine and eat well. It's a system of habits that they repeat every single day. So create some patterns in your life. That's what a habit is. It's a pattern. Repeat good habits and patterns that serve you every single day. That is going to skyrocket your success. The sixth thing that successful people do is they practice good people skills. Think about some successful people that you know. They're probably very charismatic, they're probably very confident, they probably make you feel important when you are around them, right? There's a reason they are successful in their field or what they've set out to do or what you deem as successful. So practice those good like people skills. And hey, you found the perfect channel to do that with. I talk about people skills, life skills all the time. So be sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video on how you can improve this skill on being successful. The seventh thing that successful people do is they forgive. Oh, this one's a hard one. And I want you to genuinely take some time this week to think about people in your life. And I say people because there's probably more than one that you need to forgive. And it might be yourself. You need to forgive yourself for that dumb thing. But successful people, when you are at the top, when you're living your peak life, you don't have time for hatred or envy or like those awful feelings that come with not forgiving somebody and holding a grudge. So practice forgiveness. The next thing that people do that are very successful is they do not compare themselves to other people. This one is huge. We spend so much of our day comparing ourselves to other people. I want you to catch yourself doing this, because you're be like, no, I never do. Like maybe when I see a like cute picture on Instagram of my friends, I'm like, oh yeah. No, I want you to actually think about this and how much of your time is wasted comparing yourself to the people around you. That is time that you could be spent, like you could spend that time thinking about your goals and working on those goals, and that's what successful people do. Tip number 9 is that successful people continue to learn. This one is huge. And this tip number 9, continuing to learn, with tip number 10, which is that they read. These 2 tips are going to put you head and shoulders above your competition, above your peers, because the majority of people do not read a book after they graduate high school. Like that sounds like awful. That sounds like there's no way that can be real. But like 50% of people never read another book after they graduate high school. Don't let that be you. There's so much knowledge. I love to think about this. Somebody spent their whole life researching a topic, or at least, like 10, 20, 30 years researching a topic, living a life experience, doing something that like you don't have to experience, but you can benefit from. You can read their book and know just as much as they do on a subject, well, almost, just by reading their book that took them 20 years to write. Okay, like we're gonna take a step back from that tip. I'll leave those tips there, but be sure that you are learning and reading if you want to be successful. Okay, tip 11 is hard. I know it's hard, but it is a key to a successful life, and that is the ability to take and implement feedback. I hate getting criticism. I hate getting feedback because it always stings a little, right? It always hurts. But if you want to be truly successful, you need to have the ability to take that feedback, take it with a grain of salt, and learn how to implement that into your life to grow and improve. Tip number 12 is that successful people are goal-oriented. So I'm going to go back to some of the questions I asked you at the beginning of this video. What's your goal for this week? What's your goal for today? What is your goals for this month? And what's your goals for this year? You need to get crystal clear on those, because too many people set goals in New Year's and they think they're going to accomplish all those goals in the year. But if you don't actually calendar them in and say, okay, I'm going to start writing that book in February so that I can be done by November, right? Or if you don't put in that, oh, I'm actually going to get my gym membership starting now, and if I work out from now until here, if I lose a pound a week, I can reach my goal, right? Actually be goal-centered and fit your goals into your life. Don't just have this list that you think is gonna happen. Successful people know and have scheduled their goals out. The 13th tip or habit that successful people practice is they live their values. I recently read Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, and she talks about her 2 values, which are faith and courage. And I thought about that, and she says people really can't have more than 2 values. And I agree with that, because if those are your values, then it bleeds into everything else, right? Those values are the umbrella that everything else that I believe in falls under. So what are your values? Figure those out and live to them. The 14th habit that successful people do is they take time to recharge. What's so important to know about this is that successful people, they don't quit, they don't give up, they take breaks. They know when to pause. They know when to take a rest, right? And there's a big difference between, okay, I'm going to take a step back, I'm going to reevaluate, I'm going to take a break because I need one, versus, oh, I'm just going to quit. This is really hard. I'm just going to stop now because it's not working, right? Learn that difference and learn to take a break when you need one. There is no shame in taking a step back. There's no shame in needing to take a break and recharge yourself. So be sure to give yourself that time. Habit 15, I absolutely love and I live by, and that is that successful people have built trust in themselves. I've talked about this in a lot of my videos when it comes to confidence and stuff, so I'll link those down below for you. But successful people know that they can trust themselves. They can trust themselves to be honest, to have integrity, and to do a good job. So if you are struggling in those areas, I'd encourage you to work on that and to slowly build your trust in yourself. Tip 16 that successful people do is they believe in good things ahead. Oh man, this tip to me is one of my highest values. It's something that I believe and try to practice every single day, because bad things are going to happen to us. we're never going to achieve every single goal that we absolutely set out to do. We are going to fail sometimes. We are going to struggle. We're going to need to do it again. We're going to need to try it a totally different way. And guess what? Sometimes we're going to be embarrassed. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes life is going to just hit us with stuff that we had no idea was even possible. You've got to know, you've got to believe, you've got to internalize this idea that there are good things ahead of you. If you believe in a loving and just God, you know. It's not a matter of believing. You know that good things are ahead of you. So practice that every single day of knowing good things are in store for you. Tip 17 is another hard one, but it is incredibly important if you want to be successful. And that is that successful people are constantly getting rid of bad habits. We all have bad habits. I'm sure a couple of yours just popped up into your mind. Are you actually constantly working on decreasing your bad habits and getting rid of those and replacing them with good habits? If you aren't, it's holding you back from some of your success that you have inside of you. So constantly be working, identify bad habits, and get rid of them. Whether that's just polishing off the fact that like you don't bite your nails anymore, to a bad habit of like speaking out of anger. Work on those things, because successful people can notice, identify bad habits, and work on them so that they have fewer and fewer that get in the way of their success. Tip 18 is like not only fundamental to being a successful person, it's fundamental to a successful life. So listen up. And that is that successful people practice self-serving thoughts. If like thought process is new to you and mindset, then girl, my channel is ready for you, because we've got so many videos on this. But what you think about constantly, you become. So make sure that your thoughts, what you are telling yourself, is self-serving. These are things like, I'm beautiful, I can figure this out, I've got this, I've got my own back, I trust myself, I know I can figure this out. This is tough, but so am I. Those are self-serving thoughts. And so if you need a little bit of help with like thought work and your mindset, go ahead, check out my channel, because I've got so many videos that will help you identify and see what thoughts that we are telling ourselves that aren't self-serving. Habit 19 of successful people is that they set time aside for skill building. This one will make all the difference. And even at first, if you don't notice a difference, just give it a couple months, give it a year, and you will be light years ahead of your peers that aren't setting time aside to build their skills. So I want you to make a list of skills that would serve you in your goals. Like I have a goal. I am a professional speaker, right? And so that's one of my skills. I actually set time aside to practice speaking every day, because like you just saw, I stumble with my words. I have to work on my articulation. I have got to work on putting together better videos for you. These are skills that I actually set time aside for in my week to practice. So what are your skills? What are the things that you are working on? Make sure that you actually have those scheduled into your day, or you're gonna blow over them and you're not gonna develop the skills necessary to be incredibly successful at your goals and the career that you want to excel in. Tip 20, okay, we're almost to the end. Tip 20 is that successful people practice gratitude and faith. Now, you know the importance of gratitude. I'm not going to go into that, but I am going to talk about just for a minute the importance of spirituality, the importance of faith. You don't have to be the same faith that I am. We don't have to go to the same church. We don't even have to believe in the same God for us both to be able to practice spirituality, for us both to be able to practice faith. So if you've been on my channel for a little bit, you know I'm a Christian life coach. And so the way I practice faith might be, through prayer and going to church and through reading my scriptures, right? The way maybe that you practice spirituality, or like my best friend who's agnostic, that might be meditation. That might be pondering the great things around you. That might be appreciating nature and the universe and giving thanks back to the creator. Whatever works for you, but successful people have a deep sense of spirituality. They have a deep sense of connection to something higher than themselves. So be sure that you are tapping into your gratitude for your life and also your spirituality and your faith. And don't be misled by that by thinking that I think you have to go to church or that I think you have to be the religion that I am. No, open up your mind to how you personally can practice deeper spirituality for yourself. Okay, tip 21, we made it to the end. Okay, and it is that successful people do not give up. This tip, don't overlook it. Don't skip to the end of this video because hear me out. Too many people give up. And successful people are the ones that never gave up, right? Like look at people like Oprah. It took her a lifetime to build the legacy and career that she has, right? Look at people that you know and love and admire. They didn't give up. And even if they had to change course, that was on the process to one goal. So even if you feel like, oh, I used to, like me personally, I used to want to be a writer so bad. And I still want to write and publish books, but now I want to be a speaker. And on my path to wanting to be a writer, I found my greater dream, my greater calling. So don't give up because you have no idea where God is leading you. You have no idea where your dreams are going to take you. So do not give up because successful people see their dream through even if their dream changes. Even if their goals take 10 times longer than they thought they would. They're not fazed by that because they know they have faith and trust in themselves that they will accomplish what they were meant to accomplish. Blah! I don't know about you, my face hurts, I need a drink of water. That was a lot of tips, a lot of advice for you, but these truly are 21 habits that will change your life. So be sure to add this video to your watch later so you can come back and review these because some of these you're gonna try today. They're gonna like resonate with your heart. You're gonna do them, gonna see change, but you're gonna forget about the other 20 tips that you could be doing. So be sure to review this video and go back on the tips that are going to help you get past the success hurdle that you're facing right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't yet and you're looking for some personal development, adulting, and faith tips that are gonna help you create the life that you want. Then you're gonna wanna subscribe. So can't thank you enough for watching. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. rb.gy out.